Hello, everybody. My name is Eva. So, to give you an idea of who I am and what I've done, what I do, what I continue to do, um, I have been a streamer, streamer, gamer, political commentary. I also own a media company on Facebook called Independent Two Spirit Media. I am a trans woman who has been basically threatened, um, you know, all kinds of stuff, doxxed several times. I've been through it all. Anyways, basically, what I'm known for is my live feeds of certain political actions that I have been, sorry, that I have been a part of. Trying to get my audio just right so y'all can hear me better. There we go. That's better. So, basically, I've been doing this for a very long time, since I was about 26 years old. Um, I'm up there in age now. My kids are all moved out. They're old enough to be on their own, etc., etc. Anyways, this is my first live feed, I guess you could say, that I'm going to be doing on here. These are for my live feeds that I do on Twitch. Let me move those. So this matches my controller, just to let you know. And if you don't know, I also work on cars. Everything that I'm about to say, excuse me, everything I'm about to say could probably hurt my chances in the future for all of the things I will be doing on this channel with working on vehicles. I'm literally in the middle of working on a car right now. Yep, I'm dressed this cute and I'm working on cars. I do it all the time. So, anyways, welcome to my world. My name is Eva. Um, I wanted to talk today about the political distance between Republicans and Democrats, and why a third party would pretty much never work. Oh, and I've got to really try and steer clear of cussing, because I do that a lot on Twitch and I do that a lot on Facebook. So that's why I never went live here too, is because I do curse a lot, but I'm going to try and keep that to a 0 on here, because I know that that's not good for this platform at all. Anyways, so basically, Republicans became Republicans so that they could still have some kind of money separation, class separation between people and other folks, other people in the community, to have a higher class, a middle class, and a lower class, basically. And their ultimate reason in doing this was so that they could have rich people and poor people. Some people would ultimately suffer for the greater good of the minimals, the very few, right? And if you worked hard enough, then you could be just like us, right? And Democrats were basically like the edgy socialist grandparent. You know what I mean? The edgy half socialist grandma, right? The girl who stands there and looks at her husband and goes, "Shut up. Nobody wants to hear your dumb Republican stuff," right? that kind of old grandma type thing, right? That was the Democrats back in the day. And then it became more of a corporatized structure in our society. And everything became about money. If you look back, all of these third parties, they haven't won presidential elections. They've been known to win in state elections, local elections, community elections, things like that. But they've never been known to actually get a presidential election fully locked down through a third party, so to speak, especially since the 70s and 80s. The reason why is because the more that our democratic institution gets further into its ways, the stronger that our college electoral gets. Excuse me. The stronger our college electoral gets. The stronger the college electoral gets, the less we mean to not just the higher class, but to the government as a whole. And when I say we, I mean the middle class and the lower class, the people, the actual people that work and make money for the higher class, the people who bust their butts every single day to create actual money, create actual jobs, have some sort of, meaningful work done, right? I'm sorry, but when I look at millionaires and billionaires and I look at how much I work, I look at the difference and I go, so they work, supposedly they're awake 20 hours a day, right? Is what they say. And they work like 4 or 5 hours of those 20 hours, and the rest of the time they're working out and going to the gym and doing this and that and this and that and this, and they call all that work, right? And then they go back home and they do nothing. They don't take care of their kids. They aren't there for their wives. And this is on Democrat and Republicans. I watch it every single day, especially when I go into the city. And it's crazy because the lower class just sits there and works and works and works. Some of us 2, 3, 4 jobs at a time just to pay rent and our bills, electrical, gas, water, car payments, insurance, gas in our cars. At this point, that's even become an entire thing. Like, can I fill up my tank this week? Or am I going to have to put in 3/4 of a tank and hopefully it lasts me all week because I don't have enough money right now, right? That's become a thing. I don't have enough money to fill up my tank and eat this week, right? So we got to look at these things, and we have to look at why this situation is the way it is. And the reason why I bring all of this up is because I see online this whole discourse of we need a third party. We need a strong third party. We need to get rid of Democrats. We need to get rid of the Republicans. We need to get rid of it. We need to get rid of it. We need to get rid of it. We need a strong third party. We need a strong third party. Let me tell you something. Right now, we don't need a strong third party. I want you to stop for like 2 seconds. And if you don't know who Zoran Mandani is, you need to look him up. It's not that hard. And if you look this up online, Google search, whatever, YouTube search, whatever you want. If you look that up, you'll come to understand that the Democratic Party can enact a socialist into the Democratic Party. It's called a Democratic Socialist. It's somebody that believes in the people and is for the people and bringing regulations for the people by the person or people. There is no third party at play. It's democratic socialism. Everybody I know agrees with Zoran. Everyone I've met, Republicans and Democrats, they all agree that healthcare is just out of this world insane. And we need to do something about it right now, right? I think we all kind of came to understand that at the beginning of 2025, if you know what I mean. So if we all believe that we should have some sort of health care, we all should have some sort of way to have a roof over our head, an affordable roof over our head. I mean, even if we have to pay for it, can it at least be affordable? I mean, I don't know about y'all, but the average rent in my city is $2,300 a month for a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. Outside of the city where I live, it's, I think, $1,700 a month for 1-bed, 1-bath. For a studio apartment, it's around $1,200 a month. And I don't know if you guys know this, but back when I first started renting and I first started getting my own places to stay, it was about $600 to $700 for a 1-bedroom and about $400 to $500 for a studio. For a 2-bedroom, it was like $700, and that was a lot of money. For a 3-bedroom, 3 or 4 bedroom with 2 bathrooms, it was then, about $1,000, $1,200. And those were like townhomes and condos. I don't know how to put this either. I don't understand why people seem to think that we need a third party. Explain it to me. If somebody can give me a good enough explanation of why we need a third party, then I'll change my mind. Until then, I don't believe we need a third party. We just need to bring in people that are already out there, that are already going to try and be on the Democratic ticket, but yet we keep voting them off because of the popular person on that ticket. Screw that. Screw that. I hear all the time, they ain't going to win. They aren't going to win. They aren't going to win. They aren't going to win the Democratic ticket because they're not popular enough, right? The Democratic ticket person is not popular enough. Or Democratic Socialist ticket person is not popular enough. They're not going to have the popular vote. That's a load of crap. The way that you get that person the popular vote and get them to be on the Democratic ticket as the main Democratic candidate, as a Democratic Socialist, is by voting for them and telling your friends to vote for them and friends of friends to vote for them. I have friends and I have people that I've known for years, 15, 20 years, that are now in the Green Party. They're part of the Green Party. And they're on Green Party tickets. And they're winning state. They're winning state councils or city councils. They're winning state council. They're winning, mayoral seats. They're winning governor seats. All over the place. It's not just in the state I live in. I know somebody that lives in over in Michigan, and they're actually going out on a Green Party ticket, and they're winning in their city. on a Green Party ticket as a city council member. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, in the Midwest? That's insane. And it is. It's absolutely nuts. So Green Party is winning throughout our cities. And in our big cities, the Socialist Democrats are winning in tickets. I think that if we got all of our third-party members that are going out for Green Party tickets into a whole Socialist Democratic institutional area, you can become a socialist, and you can be a Socialist Democrat and not accept CPAC money, not accept APAC money, not accept billionaire money or corporation money. You can do that. I mean, even the Green Party is taking billionaires' money. You can't tell me they're not. I know of an independent third party here in Washington State that takes money from millionaires all day, every day. And then they go around and they say that they don't take any money from any millionaires or billionaires. But I'm not going there. All of these parties take money from millionaires and billionaires. If they didn't, they wouldn't have a way to actually beat them. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I forgot I was live. I should have muted my phone. So, and then another thing also is people also ask me all the time why I decide to go live and why I don't just record my videos, because then there would be less ums and uhs and I could edit it and make it the way I want to and, you know, edit the mess out behind me and all this. Let's be real. I'm real. I'm here. I'm right in front of you. This gives you a chance to come in on every single time that I go live. This gives you a chance to come in here and talk to me. This gives you a chance to try and debate with me. This gives you a chance to do any of these things. I mean, I don't like debating, but I love a good conversation about why this party is bad or this party is bad, or what's going on with this person and what my political thoughts are on this person. I got no issues going through that. And I've got no issues having a discussion about people. I do not like debating. I'm not a debate perv. I'm not a Hassan Minaj. I'm not a Hassanabi Piker. I'm not a debate perv. I'm not a Destiny. I'm none of those. I'm just me. So if you want to have a conversation, I'm cool with that. But I don't do debates. So that's another thing too. Please don't come in here trying to debate, troll, say inappropriate things, anything like that. Let's try and keep it clean. Okay? If you want to have a political discussion on truths and values, and if you can come at me with proof behind what you believe, what your feelers are, because, you know, just like the Republican Party says all the time, but they don't believe it or use it because they have no actual evidential proof. All they ever come at you is with their feelers. My feelers are hurt because a black person came and walked in Cracker Barrel yesterday, right? So all black people have to be stripped from coming to Cracker Barrel ever again type thing, right? Like, just because your feelers are hurt doesn't mean that it's truth, okay? If you've got truth and you've got actual facts behind what you say and you can prove it and you've got proof behind what you say, then go ahead, because every single thing that I say, there's proof behind. It's as easy as a Google search. You don't believe me that socialist democracy is on a rise? Go look it up. You don't believe me that green parties are on a rise and third parties are on a rise in state balances? Then go look it up. If you don't believe me that Republicans also believe the same exact things that I believe, but they just don't understand it because they're believing the rhetoric spread out by Fox News, CNN, and MSNBC, then Google it. The thing is I watch all of those things too. I watch every single one of those channels. And then I watch, all of the other political commentary done by the left. So I watch the right, I watch the left, and I watch the middle. Do I subscribe to the right or the middle? No. I'm subscribed to nothing but leftists. Period. End of statement. Now you know where my politics lie. Obviously. And in case you haven't been able to tell, I am transgender. And I've been transgender for 16 years. Period. Am I ashamed of it? No. I'm happy with who I am, finally, in my life. And if you would have met me before this, you would have been like, oh, well, he's just a good a good old Republican boy, right? I mean, that's what I was. And now I'm an absolutely smart, genius, beautiful, caring, and loving woman. So that's my thing. Like, that's my biggest, I guess, thing that I wanted to go live about today was we don't need third parties. We don't need a Green Party. We don't need a third party. What we need to do is we need to get those people who actually want to care for people and take care of people and actually, are for the people, by the people, like people in the People's Party type thing, and get the People's Party into a socialist democratic ticket. If you want the popular vote, you do what Zoran did. You do what all of these other people do. You get on a socialist democratic ticket. What AOC did, what Bernie Sanders did. To get all of these people on, we need to get them into a democratic socialist ticket. Why? Because then they're on every news platform, they're on every media platform. But yet when we have People's Party candidates taking up city council seats, taking up mayoral seats, taking up governor seats, taking up cabinet seats, when we have all of this, the news does not talk about it. You don't ever hear about Green Party winners, ever. You might in your local news, but throughout the main source of news, the main Fox, the main CNN, the main MSNBC, the only people that they're talking about are the Democratic Socialists and the Republicans and the Democrats. They're not talking about Green Party. We need more talk. We need more people talking. More people going on the bigger platforms, on the CNNs, on the MSNBCs, on the Fox Newses. Zoran went on Fox News. And that's why he's winning the majority vote in New York City. And he's winning it in Democrats and Republicans alike. He's winning the majority vote on Democrat and Republican. I need everybody to understand that. A Democratic Socialist running on a Democratic Socialist ticket is winning the majority through red and blue. Okay? And because everybody's talking about him. Everybody is talking about it. When everybody's talking about it, everybody needs to know. When everybody needs to know, you hear about it. There's people that are in Nebraska, Minnesota. I mean, did you ever hear of Waltz? Tim Waltz? Have you ever heard of Tim Waltz? Did you ever hear of him before he went out to be vice president? Had you ever heard of Tim Waltz? Ever? No. I didn't. Well, I did, but I didn't hear about him on the big media. I read about him in articles and in snippets on actual platforms that teach us reporters what's going on from day to day. So in reading those, I got to know who Tim Walz was. But when it came down to it, I had no idea who Tim Walz was. Right? And the reason why is because none of the big organizations, none of the big places talked about him. They didn't discuss him. They didn't put him on the big platforms until he went out to be vice president. And then MSNBC started talking about him. CNN started talking about him. Fox News had him on, right? And the same with Zoran. Nobody was talking about him. Nobody knew about him. Nobody even knew he existed. And then all of a sudden, CNN had him on. And then Fox had him on. And then Fox talked about him pretty much every single day since then. Because, Donald Trump saw who he was and saw that he won the Democratic ticket as a Democratic Socialist. So when it comes down to it, that's my thought on the whole third party situation. And the only reason why I did this video is because I like doing videos. So if you liked it, if you think I have a little bit of brain, subscribe, and every time I go live, you will see it. I'm going to try and go live at least once a week, every single week. And once I gain a little bit of a following, we'll try to go live every single day. I actually ultimately want to switch platforms completely and stop posting on Facebook, stop posting on Twitch, stop posting on everything, and just ultimately do this because I don't know, gaming's just not fun to me anymore. I don't know why. It's just not. I could use my streaming platform and just, go live through my streaming platform, but why? Like, this doesn't overheat my PC like it does when I'm streaming on my streaming platform. Every time I turn my streaming platform, I watch my PC temps just rise all the way up to like 48 and just stick there until I turn it off. It's like, I'd rather not. Anyways, I love you all. Thank you all for joining my live today. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Maybe this next week. Hey.